Back again with another torch review. This time it's the MH25 version 2. As usual, this was sent in via Nitecore. I'll try and keep these torch reviews going, but it does depend on makers sending them in, so we'll see how things go this year. But anything that comes in that looks interesting, I will do a review on. Seems to be a lot of problems with supply with the chip shortages and things like that. Anyway, on to the unboxing. We get the usual stuff included, the user manual. They also give you a clip and a spare O-ring. And this is the Nitecore branded slimline strap. We've seen all these bits before, but they also do include an adapter for the 16340 and 18650 batteries. This is the holster, which is more of a tactical style holster. Again, very similar to ones that I've looked at before. It's quite thick and it does have an opening at the bottom. They normally do that just so that it doesn't fill up with water rather than having access to the switch. It's just so that it doesn't get wet when it is raining. Onto the torch itself, pretty much a standard size for a 21700 torch, just under the 16 centimeters. They do vary a little bit. This obviously has a slightly longer reflector on it, so it's going to add a little bit of length, but it's still pretty compact for the type of torch that it is. This does tail or base stand in case you're wondering, and I'll just show you the Type-C port. It's quite a thick pad with that, but they didn't for some reason include a spare. So I'll have to see how that holds up long term. Just unscrew it now to show you the battery, and this is the 5000 milliamp hour 21700 protected cell. Because there is a spring at the top, you can also use unprotected batteries. No problem with this torch, and I like that. That is a welcome touch. I don't know what the LED is with this torch. There's no information online, but if I do find out, I will put that information up there for you in the comments section. Quick shot with the clip, and now onto the UI. Very simple, straightforward. Just hold the side switch, press the main button for a battery voltage test. When the torch is on, you also get 2 low battery warnings if you're running low on power. We'll start off with the daily, which is the default mode, main base or tail switch on and off, and your momentary, and the side switch cycles through the 4 power levels. To get into the strobe, when it's on, push and hold the side switch, hold it down to cycle through the 3 strobe modes. Now to switch from the daily into the tactical, push and hold the side switch, and then push and hold the base or tail cap switch for about 3 seconds. Then it will flash to tell you which mode it is in. In the tactical, the UI is pretty much identical, except it cycles down the 4 power levels, and you only have 1 strobe mode instead of 3, and it always starts in the high output. Here's the charging speed for you. It's around about 1.5 amps. Though you can't use the torch when it is being charged. As usual, here's the user guide for you if you need to have a quick look at that. You can also go to the Nitecore site and download it. Now we'll go on to the beam shots. What I've got is my normal torch with the unicorn, modest output, 850 lumens with a neutral white emitter. I'll start the Nitecore off at the 2nd power level, which is 50 lumens, and you can see you still have quite a decent range. Once you start to kick up 300 lumens, what I would say is I think there's a bit of a jump between the 300 and the highest output of 1300 lumens. I would honestly prefer something around about the 600 or 700 lumen mark, halfway between those two. You'll probably also notice with the torch that it is quite yellow with a green tint, at least in the middle, and it gets cooler when you go to the outer edges. As you can see, compared to the unicorn earlier, it's definitely not a neutral white. There is quite a big difference in the tint. Anyway, do have a look through the other beam shots, give you an idea of what to expect, and I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end. Give you a quick summary now on this torch. I do quite like a slightly longer beam pattern on many of these torches. I just find it more useful. There are a couple of obvious points to mention. The first is that large jump between the 300 and 1300 lumens. Would have liked to have seen something in between those two levels. As far as the tint shift goes, that's more visible on camera than in person. Didn't really bother me that much, but I thought I would mention it. There are some strong points to talk about though. Choice of 3 battery types, that is very welcomed. Very easy UI to pick up and get used to. I do quite like it. Just a couple of things there which I would change to make it a better overall product. I'll try and keep the reviews coming, but it does get a bit quieter this time of year. So do let me know down below any other types of videos that you might be interested in, and I'll see if I can do something on that. And as usual, thanks for watching.